Q&A. My name is Tracy Matson, and I'm a certified professional dog trainer and behavior consultant. Um, and I'm excited to be here. Oh, let's start the chat. Almost forgot. Okay, so a couple people were asking for a link. There's really not a link. If you're just on the Facebook page, it should just show up as a live, and then you can click on that. If I'm correct, I see something different, so I'm not sure how you guys access it, but I think as long as you're on the Facebook page, you can see it. Okay, so if this is your first time, please give me your name and state or country, and that will enter you into the live drawing. And let's see. Going to start and of course I have a puppy board and train here, so you might see a little bit of playing in the background or noise, but they're just playing. Oh, except Alfie's trying to hump Jade's head. Okay, so a couple of posts that I saw that I wanted to talk about. One was a 14-week-old that is getting overstimulated with playing and tug. Hey, Amanda, you made it. You know what's funny, Amanda, is there's a local girl that lives here with the same last name as you. And so for the longest time, because I think we're like friends on Facebook or something, for the longest time I thought that you were related to her, and it's like no relation. So anyway, Amanda, remind me where you're from. Oh, Wisconsin. Never mind. I found it. Renee, hello. Okay, so let me give you my tips, and then I'm just going back through my other list so I can get your Tennessee. I know, right? I kept thinking, oh, I wonder how they're related. You're not. Okay, so 14-week-old puppy. So remember, it is totally natural for puppies to want to bite and chew on things. So generally, my rule with tug is if it's okay to play tug with toys, and I actually really like the flirt pole just for this reason, because your hands are on the pole and the toys clear out here. And hey, Facebook user, is that Renee? Because it's usually the other Renee that it comes up, Facebook user. Renee Chaz, as I call you guys, because I don't know how to say your last name. Anyway, so then your hands are far away from the dog's mouth. And then I do teach a drop it, where I'll put a treat right in front of the dog's nose and say, drop it. There's Renee. And then give him the treat, and then I take possession of the toy. So if you feel teeth on skin, then I stop the game. Let me turn I have my diffuser going, and it's Bluetooth, and that's a little distracting. Even though it's very calming, it's distracting. So anytime you feel teeth on skin, I stop the game. But as you guys that have been on here a lot with me, I do what's called the 3 bite strike rule. Hello, Brian. So what I do is strike 1 is we redirect to a toy. If you're already playing with a toy and you're playing tug and the dog bites your skin, then they go in a crate for 1 minute. And then After 1 minute, let him out. And always put a toy in the crate so that the dog has something fun to do and the crate is not a punishment. Let the dog out, start to play again. If the dog bites a third time, it's back in the crate, cover the crate, dog gets a nap. So, and with puppies, it's you just have to really be consistent. And I know it's really frustrating, um, but that's a normal dog behavior. So we just have to keep redirecting, allowing the dog to decompress with a few timeouts. And sometimes, so like in puppy class, we do this. If a dog is like getting way too crazy and biting, we give them a 1 minute timeout and then let them go back in. And sometimes they only play for like 5 seconds and then they have to do another timeout. The other reason that I like the flirt pole is because if you do it right, it also teaches dogs how to regulate their energy. So I have to keep watching Puppy to make sure he's not chewing on stuff he's not supposed to. So I usually have him wait, and then I'll lower the toy and then say go, and then they can chase, tug, play, shake, and then we do a drop it, and then the dog has to sit and wait again, and so we get him amped up, and then they calm down, and then they can chase again. So it kind of, and then before you release the toy again, um, they have to calm down before you do that. Um, I ignore them, but some trainers may have a little bit different philosophy on this. But hey, Nicole, but what I do, and I do a lot of puppy board and train, but I I let the puppies just cry, and it's usually 5 to 10 minutes. If they have a toy in there, or a lick mat, or a stuffed frozen Kong, they have something else to do. But generally, um, I won't let them out if they're barking because I don't want to reward the barking. But like the dog that I have here right now, oh my gosh, you guys, it is a blood curdling, I don't even know what to call it, howl. I have never heard anything like it. Um, but he takes a breath. And so he will be, I'll just say howling. It's worse than a howl. But he will be howling, and then all of a sudden he'll be quiet to take a breath. And it's during that breath when he's quiet that then I say, yes, good, quiet. And then I open it and let him out because they have to breathe and they have to take a breath. And so I wait for that breath when there's quiet, and then that's when I let them out. So, and then you guys that some of you are coming up as Facebook user, which is fine. But if you want me to enter you into the drawing, let me know who you are, and then I can enter you. So that's what I do. The dog that's with me right now, he'll cry if I walk out of the room. I just ignore him. But then as soon as I go back in, oh, Anita, you made it. Because was I right? It's just on the Facebook page, right? If you're on Facebook when we start the live, you just click on. So just so you know, there's no link. It just comes on live with Facebook. So he'll cry, but then as soon as I walk back in to the room, he's quiet. So I've had to kind of do some crate and rotate because of our snow level. So normally I teach dogs how to use the dog door. They go in and out with my dogs. They can go play. But since this dog can jump my baby gates in my house, so I know dang well he could jump my fences. And since he's only 5 months old, he does not have a good recall yet. So I don't trust him to go outside and play without a long line on. So I've had to like open the baby gate so my dogs can go out and go potty, but then he goes in a crate. And then I'll close the baby gate, let him out. He likes to chase the cats, and the cat can't really get away because he can jump the baby gate, where usually the cat escapes. And so I either have him tethered to me, or I'll put him in a crate and let the cat out for a while. So as long as I'm in the room with him, he doesn't bark, and he'll just like eventually lay down and just chill. And then I always wait for him to be quiet to let him out. So hopefully that answers your question. The other question came from Shireen, who was asking about her dog's spay, and I know how hard it is to try to keep a dog calm. Hey, Giselle. So I think what you're doing is perfect. Like having like a snuggle buddy in there, or let's see. Sorry, I'm trying to read as I'm talking. I don't multitask well. So the snuggle buddy in there, lick mats, stuffed frozen Kongs, just anything to like keep the dog entertained. You can also have the dog out with you. Just put them on a leash. So you can tether them to you just so they can't like run around and jump on furniture and get really out of control. But it's not like they have to be crated all the time. They can be out with you as long as they're not running and jumping. So you could do a tether, or you could crate and then, just have a lot of stuff in there. So, stuffed animals. I've also heard of people, turning the radio on. You can cover the crate, turn the radio on, have a stuffed animal in there with them. I like to, so I'm big on oil diffusers. And so if you have a dog that you need to keep calm, like, diffuse some lavender, or use some like pheromone, the pheromone plugins or anything like that to kind of help keep your dog calm. So that's what I would do. And it seems like a long time. It's like 2 weeks, and it is hard, but it's better than having to go back and have stitches like redone. So anyway, let's see. Anita, is that you that says I keep searching, so don't know why it's so difficult? Yeah, I am not good with electronics either, and I know I see something different on my end, but I just know that there's no link for me to post. It's just you're just on Facebook, but it looks like you found it. Okay, Giselle, I just got a fee collar, and it really helps me keep track of his activity and how much exercise he's getting. He got 10,000 steps a day. Oh, that's awesome. That's more than I got. Hi, Cindy. I haven't seen you for a while. So yeah, I have thought about getting one of those, mainly for the Jeep, because the fee has the GPS, right? I'm good. How are you? How have you been doing? Let's see. And you're Florida too, right? Oh, Shireen, I just answered your question, so you can go back and watch the recording. But I think I basically said what you already did in your comment, which is crate, have toys in there, like lots of chew stuff, stuffed Kongs, lick mats, turn a radio on. I talked about like I diffuse, so I have my diffuser going with like lavender because I have a puppy here. I'm trying to keep calm while I do this. And you can tether your dog to you, so you don't really have to like keep them crated the whole time. But as long as they're somewhat calm, they can be on a leash and go with you. Okay, let me go back and see who I missed. Oh yeah, so Giselle, I thought about getting one for Jade. mainly because she's a fence jumper, and so I keep track of her. But if I ever did lose her, I would like panic. So I want to like GPS tracker, just to keep track. But like right now, while I'm doing this and I can't watch her, I have the baby gate closed so that she can't go out. Okay. Do dogs ever outgrow the zoomies? No, because I have an 11-year-old and she still does it. She doesn't go as fast because she's 11 and has like back and hip problems, but she still gets excited and still tries to do like her version of the zoomies. But I had a dog that was 12 years old and still did the zoomies. So it's just because they're like happy and excited. Um, and I think it's cute when they do it. Like I get a kick out of it when they do it. So no, they don't outgrow it. At least not that I know of. I've never had a dog that's actually like outgrown the zoomies, but I think it's adorable, and it just means the dog's happy and running around and stuff like that. Let's see, Cindy. Joey is all grown up. Wow, that is amazing. Okay, let's see. Yeah, I got the zoomies. I'm so used to like my phone auto correcting that I've learned to speak computer. Like I can tell when it's auto corrected. Um, yeah, so I'm gonna look into that. Is there so Giselle? Is there like a monthly? Do you pay like a monthly um thing for it to keep it on your dog? Oh, and then Nicole has a Fit Bark for GPS. Wow, um that's interesting. I've never heard of Fit Bark. So one of my friends that's a trainer, she has this little GPS thing that she puts on her treat bag. So because we go into people's houses all the time and I've never felt like unsafe. But when you think about it, like I go in strangers' houses all the time and never had an issue, but I guess you never know. But anyway, one of my friends, her dad got her this thing. So then if she pushes it, like it'll call your emergency number, tell somebody your location. And I looked at different ones and it's like $25 a month. And I'm like, yeah, my life's not worth $25 a month to me yet. So, I'm just going to keep doing it the way I'm doing it and just figure that it's going to be okay. So, but that's good to know that there's different ones out there for the dogs. Let's see, Cindy. Joey is emotional support, but truly acts like a service dog. If we cough, he gets upset and goes to my husband and barks, and then comes back to me and looks concerned. We are healthy, but he has the mini ambulance, we call him. Yeah, good. Um, oh, Nicole, yeah, 16-year-old still gets them at times. Yes, I think all dogs get the zoomies. As long as they can run and they have that energy to run, they're going to get the zoomies. But that's good. If they can get them, that means that they're still able to move and stuff without pain. So that is really good. Oh, Brian doesn't like the zoomies. That's when Peyton growls and tries to attack you. Um, so not cute when she jumps from one couch to the other or knocks the couch completely over. I just throw it. Yeah. I mean, so what I was gonna say is um if your dog's destructive or is like then going like over threshold around you, um then I just kind of redirect them. So yes, you can put them outside, tell them to go zoom outside. Um, you know, you could do a flirt pole. Again, I love flirt poles for getting energy out. And then at least they're still running, but they're actually chasing something, and then can, um, like chase it, grab it, like stuff like that, so they can get their energy out that way. Um, let's see, Cindy, is this common? Let's see. Are you talking about the about Joey? Um, I mean, yeah, if a dog's like really bonded with you and if they can sense that something's wrong. So like one of the things that Jade's being trained to do is she alerts me when she can tell when I'm getting a migraine. And so she will like try to get up to my face to lick me, and so she'll, you know, I usually know like, oh, okay, I'm getting a migraine. I need to go take Excedrin or whatever. But yeah, whenever the dogs can sense that something's not right, that's why we have service dogs, because they can perform services for us that we couldn't do for ourselves. Okay, Catherine, my Chewini did well with her spay on Thursday. Awesome. Let me put you down. Um, yeah. So Cindy, I asked. So I'm working with a trainer that specializes in service dogs, and so sometimes like Jade will alert, but then she'll keep trying to alert. So what I do is I tell her like that's enough, and that means like thank you, you did your job. That's enough. And then I ask her to do something else, like do a downstay or do a hand targeting, or um, I give her something else to do. So um, yeah, just like have a cue that means like thank you, you're all done. You can even say like all done, and then send Joey to a mat, or do a downstay or something like that. Yep, or go get the ball. Yep, perfect. Oh, so Nicole, I worry about the same thing because I don't ever want people to think that I put um an electric collar on my dogs. But I mean, now I think they're getting to be more common. So now when I see something like that, I always look to see if it's a GPS collar. And a lot of times it is. Um, oh, let's see. Only issue was she does not fit into her kennel with the cone on. Yeah, so do some onesies. The other thing, hello. Oh, we got 3 Renees here tonight again. Um, have you tried the donut? Because I know the donut one is not as big, and so it'll fit into a crate really easy. I didn't have, well, so Jade had a foot injury, so she could easily get to her foot with the donut, but I don't believe that they can get to a spay. Um, so yeah, you might try the donut too if you want to try that in the crate. Cindy, I do not have GPS collars. Um, oh, 6 pounds. Yeah. I've been thinking about getting a GPS collar for Jade, just because I hike with her off leash and she tends to get quite a ways in front of me, and she ends up circling way around and coming back. Chips, yes, all my dogs are microchipped. But just because she's a fence jumper and I watch her as much as I can, but um, you know, there's always that chance that she's gonna just jump the fence when I'm not looking, and then I want to be able to tell where she's at. No, not a G. It's just a microchip, but not like not a GPS chip. I didn't know there was. Is there a GPS? I guess there could be a GPS chip. Yeah, I have heard of that, but no, I don't have those. Let's see, Shireen. I had same last night. Slept on the couch, listened to the cone all night. Got the surgery shirt today, and working well. Good. Yeah, perfect. Um, yes, I have this whole week. I've had like not not slept well. So I've been up since 1:30 this morning. And it wasn't the puppy's fault. It's just I just couldn't sleep. So I'm hoping that I sleep good tonight. Renee, I have heard of the fee collar. In fact, somebody mentioned it up in the earlier comments. I can't remember who. I'd have to go up and look. Um, but that's yes, that's the one that I was going to look into. Was the Giselle? So Giselle has the fee collar and really likes it, and it counts steps, so you can tell if your dog's getting like enough exercise and how many steps they get. I'm sure Jade gets quite a few because she goes with me everywhere, and like today we had a dentist appointment, a doctor's appointment. Tomorrow she's going to go to an elementary school, so she gets a lot of stuff. I mainly want it to so I can always like know where she's at. Um, oh, my puppy got the surgery onesie and the donut. Yeah, that's awesome. Mine for almost. Oh, so is there like I know it pairs like with your phone, but is there like a monthly charge? So do you pay like monthly for them to monitor it or to have that? Um, okay, so this is a good question. I saw an ad today for an ultrasonic device that is supposed to help stop barking. It's supposed to be like a dog whistle sound. After clicking it and the barking stops, they get a treat. Is this something worth looking into? Okay, in my opinion, no. Um, because dogs, that's their form of communication. So they're barking for a reason. And some dogs may find that high pitched whistle to be aversive. So it can be the same as like using a shock collar or a citronella collar, meaning anything that is in their environment while they're barking. If they view that whistle as aversive, then they can associate like the other dog they're barking at or the child on the bike or the person, they can associate that. So instead of that, hang on, I gotta turn my fan on. It's we've had like snow all week, but then there's me who's always hot. Um, so I use an interrupter. So instead of like a whistle or something like that, I'll say, "Hey, that's enough," and my dogs know that that's enough means stop barking, come to me and get a treat. So it's like the clicker. When they hear the click, they know they've done something that earns a treat. Um, and then I redirect them. So if my dogs are barking at the fence, I'll say, "Hey guys, that's enough," and they'll stop, come get a treat, and then I'll either bring them in. I'll throw food out into the lawn and tell them to go hunt. So I give them something else to do. So I interrupt and then redirect. So like again, if that high pitched whistle is like if the dog finds it annoying or aversive, then it's considered an aversive. And then you have the possible fallout of any aversive. So um, that's why I don't like it. I did have a client. I didn't tell him to get this, but he was having problems with his neighbor's dog, and so he got it. He got this thing where he put up on the side of his where he lived, and he pointed it towards the neighbor dogs. And so when the neighbor dogs would bark, it would like bounce back off onto them. So he did it more because the neighbors weren't doing anything to stop the dogs barking, and it was like really nuisance barking. And so he did that, but it didn't really stop the barking. Like it just suppresses it, but they're still gonna try to do it when they can. Um, Okay. Oh, yearly subscription. Oh, Whistle. I've heard of the Whistle one too. I think one of my clients has Whistle and they really like it. Um, so yes, like I won't pay $25 a month for me to have a GPS, but I would for my dogs. But that's just me because I want to know where they are. How? Oh, good question. How can you tell if they find it aversive? Um, you can tell by their body language. So, like, if they cower, if they yelp, if they like tuck their tail. So any body language that says they're fearful or anything like that. So ears back, cowering, tail tuck, um, things like that. Then it's aversive. I think some dogs have even like if it really hurts their ears, they might yelp. So that would be aversive. So some dogs, it might not even phase them. And I think there were times when my client did that with the neighbor dogs, and there were times when the neighbor dogs would bark anyway. So there's always a chance that it's not going to work. But I like that my dogs bark once to alert me that something's going on. They usually don't bark unless there's something going on. So I go see what they're barking at, and then I basically say, "Okay, guys, that's enough." And since I've paired, that's enough means treat. I'm basically saying, okay, thanks for letting me know. You've done your job. Now you can stop. So then again, then I'll bring them in or redirect them. Yes, if you know what they're barking at, then the engage disengage game would be perfect for that. So if they're barking at the UPS guy, then as soon as the UPS guy pulls up, you can play the engage disengage game. And then if the dog starts barking or gets reactive, then they're too close, so you want to increase distance. So yes, some dogs are just like outside and will bark at sounds or birds or whatever. But yeah, if they're barking at something specific, then you can play the engage disengage. Another one that I learned from a good friend of mine that's a trainer, her dogs like to go out and bark at the birds. And so she taught her dog through like series of training, and she started it with a hey, 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 no, we don't do that. Come here. He went to jump the baby gate, and just when I said no, we don't do that, I know that I don't expect him to understand what the word no means. I don't use no in the sense of like no, don't do that, but I'll sometimes use it as an interrupter and then bring him back. Good boy. That's a good boy. Yeah, we don't jump the baby gate. Um, it's all carpet upstairs and stuff he could chew, so I don't want him to go up there. Um, so so she will recall her dog. So she'll start with a long line and say like, Rover, come, and then the dog comes, gets a treat, and then the reward for coming is okay, go bark. And then the dog gets to go back out and bark at the birds. So it works off of Premack principle. And then the dog gets to bark for a minute, and then she'll say, Rover, come. And then the dog comes, gets a treat, and then sometimes she'll send the dog over to a mat and say, like, go to your mat. And then the dog will go lay on the mat, and then, okay, go bark. So it becomes easier to recall them and ask them to do other things, because then they know that the reward is going to be that they get to go bark at the birds again. And I will let them like go bark because I know that they're not going to be able to climb a tree and kill a bird or a squirrel or something like that. Does that make sense? So like last night when I was teaching puppy class, um, I I could see that my dog was really like into something, and I heard a noise, and somebody said, "Oh, it's a mouse," and geez, Letty, mayhem going on back here. I am terrified of mice. So I was gonna freak out. Luckily I didn't see it or I would have. But I opened the gate. There's like a little breezeway thing, and I let Jade in. And I'm like, Jade, go find it. Because then she gets to use her nose. I knew she wouldn't be able to really catch it. But then she gets to hunt. So it's like kind of a reward and letting dogs do what they were originally bred to do. So she went and sniffed around for a minute and then lost interest and then she wanted to come back in. So, and that was fine too. Okay. Do we have any other questions? Let me just run back and see if I missed anybody. And then we'll do a drawing. Is anybody else having like the longest winter ever, or is it just Utah? Because I have to tell you, I'm getting really tired of it. I'm tired of driving in it and tired of shoveling. And it's the snow's still almost up to the top of my fence, so I have to watch the dogs. Well, like two of my dogs couldn't jump it. One's old, and then there's Willie who's handicapped, so he can't jump. The only one I have to really watch is Jade. But when I have puppies come stay, it's a real pain that I can't just let them in the yard to go play. I have to take them out on a long line. Nicole, I would pee my pants. I don't know if I can say that on Facebook, but I would pee my pants. Um, yeah, that would not be good. I was really distracted. I could hear the mouse under the floor, the wood stuff, and I had to keep looking over there to make sure that it wasn't running out because I would have run out the other door in front of my whole class. I don't care. They know now that I'm terrified of mice. Um, I did have a cat, raising the cat when he was alive. Um, all of a sudden I saw him like swat at something, and there was a little mouse that had gone under the crate, and he got it and like immediately killed it, but then he was playing with it and tossing it up. And I thought, well, I'm going to let him play with it because he caught it. This will be good enrichment for him. But then he started like tossing it towards me, and I'm like, okay, that's where we draw the line. So finally I had to get a big heavy glove and pick it up by its tip of its tail and throw it in the garbage. Dylan, just in time. Okay. Let me just get a couple names that I missed. Okay, since I'm not sure. Oh, Syracuse. Yes. So northern Wisconsin. Oh yeah, we're supposed to get another snowstorm tomorrow. So this past Saturday, I had to reschedule 2 clients because the snow was so bad. The roads were terrible. I'm like, I'm not driving. And we're supposed to get another snow tomorrow, which is when I rescheduled these guys for. So either way, I'm probably gonna have to drive in the snow. 90 degrees without humidity, that is not fair. Nicole saying my dog. Well, what happened is when I had mice in the house, I jumped up on the table and was screaming, and it scared the crap out of my dogs, and they ran to their crate. And so they didn't think it was a game, and they weren't going to help me. They went and hid in their crate. So that's what my big bad pit bulls do, is they run and hide. Okay, so I think I got everybody's name down. So let me hurry and tear these up and put them in my bowl, and we'll do a drawing. And then if there's other questions, I will go ahead and answer them. If not, I'll let you guys go, and I will try to go to bed early, although I don't think that's going to happen. Um, Shireen, I'm over the gray days. Lots. Yeah. I like winter and I like the snow and I like the cold more than I like the heat. But this winter has just been never ending. Like snowstorm after snowstorm, driving in it, shoveling it. I'm like over it. Okay. So before I draw, let's do. We'll do a bag of training treats, and I'll whoever wins. Let me put this part down first. So if you win, you're gonna email hello@pupford.com and let them know what kind of training treats you want. So tonight's winner is Renee McCall from Iowa. Did you like how I drug that Renee out just a little bit because there's 3 of you? So Renee McCall out of Iowa. Congratulations, you're a winner tonight. So you just won a free bag of training treats. Puppy's finally coming to sleep under my feet now that we're done. Yeah, so email, let them know what kind of treats you want. And then next week, we will probably do same time, 6, maybe 6:30 if I get the ambition to go to the gym, which hasn't happened lately. But you never know. So it'll either be 6 or 6:30 on Tuesday. So thanks for joining, you guys. Have a great rest of your week and a good weekend. And I will see you all next Tuesday.